Now, Stephen Conroy, as a great fan of Donald Trump, he'd be standing by with bated breath for his former national security advisor, John Bolton, the mustachioed fool, who is a neocon, never supported him. But, of course, he now has got a book coming out. There is attempts to stop this book because, and in many ways, of course, all of this does is supercharge attention for it. But this is just a teaser of an interview that he's giving on television where he claims there's a whole lot more Ukraines in there.
Is the president lying?
Yes, he is. And it's not the first time either.
He is the man the president doesn't want you to hear from. John Bolton. President Trump's trusted, one-time hand-picked national security advisor. He was there with the president.
Take us inside that room.
When our nation's security was on the line.
Today, as we sit here, do you think U.S. national security is stronger or weaker because of President Trump?
So why now is he finally speaking out?
The president is reportedly furious about this book. He calls you a traitor. What would you call him?
This Sunday night on ABC.
Look, they're great promos, but I hate when you get that breathing in thing because as if it's the massive, he's about to drop a bomb. He could go, I don't know. But look, we all know what's coming, which is a giant bucket, room temperature, body temperature, and it'll be poured as deep as it can. And, of course, the American media, who completely forgot about coronavirus and turned to Black Lives Matter, and that went wall to wall. They will now completely drop Black Lives Matter and go wall to wall on John Bolton because apparently they can only deal with one crazy thing at a time, Stephen.
Well, I mean, Donald Trump is the master of changing from one crazy thing, and he is genuinely a master political operator in how he shifts the debate. He's really struggled over the last few months, even got down to having to, as you know, gas and shoot rubber bullets at his own people, peacefully protesting. But look, I've been lucky enough to actually see a hardcover copy. I was Skyping with a friend in the US who already has a hard copy.
Hang on. Let's unpack that. I've seen a copy. Makes it seem like you've been shown.
I haven't read it.
Somebody's held up a copy. Is that what happened?
Yeah, absolutely. I have seen the copy, but I haven't been able to read it. That's the problem. So I'm waiting with bated breath.
So, okay. I mean, let's imagine he comes out and says, on the 23rd of April, there was a conversation with the President of South Africa, and this happened, this happened, this happened. I mean, does this just send us into a whole new round of investigations and then eventually trying to keep things at sort of corruption crazy levels between now and November? Is this an October surprise in June?
Look, I mean, Bolton had an opportunity. I'm as much as I'm looking forward to reading it, he had an opportunity to make an actual impression in the general political landscape. He could have turned up to the House committee, which requested him and wanted him to come, and he could have said on oath all of the things that he apparently has now put in writing, and he wouldn't have been constrained by legal actions or threats from the president. And the president, this is one time where I think the president's been a little ham-fisted. He's been able to dismiss all of the other books that have exposed the inner workings and chaos of his administration. And he has turned this one into an issue where Bolton is literally running off the Trump lines. So I think Trump's judgment at the moment is just a little bit off. He hasn't been able to cut through and change the narrative in the ways that he's succeeded for the last 3 and a bit years. So I think he's actually given John Bolton an enormous amount of free publicity. But if I've got a view on John Bolton, he should have turned up when asked by the House of Representatives to testify.
Corey, I think... Yeah, I mean, Corey, I get the sense we can bet what's going to happen here. The American media only has one setting, which is 11, right? And it was all about coronavirus because it was a proxy for being all about Trump. And then Black Lives Matter was a proxy for all about Trump. The Bolton book is now going to be the proxy for all about Trump. Every controversy is a way of them trying to scandalise what's left of the time between now and the election.
Absolutely, Paul. They're desperate to get rid of Donald Trump at the next election by fair means or foul. But has it occurred to you that, and to anyone else listening, that maybe this book does contain national security information that shouldn't be in the public domain? Just maybe. And maybe the White House is actually doing the right thing. You made the point before that there could be a whole bunch more Ukraines in there, or suggestions. I mean, Ukraine, the big scandal there was Joe Biden and his son.
Exactly.
And what Biden has actually admitted to doing rather than what Donald Trump was accused of doing. Now, we don't know what's in this book. I mean, Stephen's seen a cover version of it or a photo or something, but none of us can really comment on it until I think the courts have rendered a verdict and it's actually been released to the public.
Yeah, Pauline, I honestly get the sense right now that you can show me any poll you want. I think that Trump is as in it as ever, and I think that the more that the economy opens up, the more jobs that get replaced, the tougher he is about things like law and order, the more he backs in common sense about police versus the people who want to defund the police. He's almost dead certain for another 4 years. I just don't see the view that it's all coming to an end.
Paul, as I said to you previously, I was so pleased to see Trump get in. I think that he will win. It's going to be tough for him with what's happened with the Black Lives Matter. But to tell you the honest truth, Paul, right, I don't really keep up what's happening in the United States with their politics like you do.
Unless it's the NRA.
I'm flat out keeping up with the Liberal. I'm flat out keeping up with the Labor Party with their corruption and their pedophilias that are going on here, let alone worrying what's going on in America. So, you know, my job is here in Australia. So I'll leave that to you guys. I like Trump. I hope he gets back in. This is what America needs, someone strong leader like Trump. They don't like it, but good on him.